And then what impact does this game have, on the coaches? Because I think for me, I'd really like to see, I'm going to put this more on our coordinators, like we kind of talked about earlier in our chat, is like more about Brady and Babich for me, and seeing how they can perform in a type of game like this than it is anything. Obviously, we want to see situationally where McDermott can manage a clock and things like that people have criticized him for before. But ultimately, look, Babich and Brady are the ones calling the plays now. So let's see what they do. McDermott is going to let these guys, have rope out there to do what they want. And I think it's going to be a big tell to see how Brady and Babich can respond in these big moments. What do you guys think? Go ahead, Scott.
Yeah, I think as far as, coordinators go, obviously, as far as head coaches, you're going against Andy Reid, maybe the best ever, if not, for sure, top 3, top 5. Like he's always going to have some tricks up his sleeve, especially in big games like this against the Bills. So the Bills defense, and that's McDermott and that's Babich, are going to have to be ready for that. They're going to have to be ready to contain Mahomes. The Chiefs are just like a pretty balanced football team on offense now that they've added DeAndre Hopkins. But it's an interesting situation because in years past, the whole talk about the Chiefs is how do you slow down that offense? Like, they're so high powered, they score so many points. But now I'm more so thinking, like, how do the Bills attack this Chiefs defense? Like, they've almost kind of like the Patriots did during their dynasty. Like, they would like change their identities over the years. The Chiefs have almost completely flipped their identity. They're winning with defense and then timely offense at the end, but I don't think anybody would sit here and tell you Mahomes is having the best season of his career. He's played maybe like average to above average football, and they're winning just because their defense is so good. So I think we're really going to have to see some creativity from Brady, because the basic like duo run game that they like to play may not work against this Chiefs D line and D linebacker. And I know we have receivers out. We'll talk about it later. But like Keon's out, Kincaid's out. Like, they're going to have to get creative with how they scheme guys open. Like, basic passing concepts are not going to work against this secondary, and Josh isn't going to have a ton of time with guys like Chris Jones chasing them down. So Brady's going to have to get creative. I'm hoping he gets guys like Curtis Samuel involved, just because he's shifty, he is fast, and then if Amari Cooper plays, that would be awesome. But I don't know how much I don't know how close to 100% he's going to be. He has a cast. He's even going to be able to block, which is a big thing that you have to do in football. So it'd be interesting to see what Brady does creatively, just try to move the ball in his defense.
Yeah, luckily Jalen Watson's out though, so it does change, and we'll get in. Obviously, when we go through the offense, it does change a little bit how you can attack that passing defense from the Chiefs.
Yeah, and with these two coordinators, it's kind of cool to see. I mean, more so Reid is accounting as the offensive coordinator for the Chiefs. It's basically two experienced play callers, very experienced play callers in Spags and Reid, versus two less experienced. Obviously, Babich is his first year. Brady has had experience in the past, but compared to what Andy Reid has had, it's almost nothing when you look at Andy Reid's resume. So when you look at just play calling, it's going to be how can Brady and how can Babich, these two younger coordinators, how can they beat the experienced, proven winning coaches, right, or coordinators? So it's going to be, I'm interested to see, one, how Babich attacks Mahomes, to see if he keeps it the same or if he does switch it, see, being a guy that is as polarizing as Patrick Mahomes, how they attack Travis Kelce as well, because that's always been a topic when the Bills defense does play Kansas City, is how can you slow down Travis Kelce? Obviously, last year in the playoffs, we know it was bad because everybody was hurt. It was kind of a little bit of a rough time there for covering Kelce, but how can you slow him down? And how can Babich attack that? And then, as Scott said, on the offensive side, what are you going to do to control Chris Jones? You're not going to be able to shut him down. That's just not possible to completely shut him down. But how are you going to minimize his impact on Josh Allen, on the run game? How are you going to use, I've even seen it in the comments a little bit, how are you going to use the running backs? Are you going to use them out of the backfield a little bit more? So it's really going to be something that, is Brady going to stray away from what he's been going with, or is he going to kind of keep it the same? Same with Babich. How are they going to attack these guys who have a lot more experience than them and have been able to prove that they can win at a high level consistently for years, right? So it's going to be a huge game for both those guys. Reid, McDermott, we pretty much know what we're getting out of them when it comes to head coaches. So it's not, I think, as big of a game for them as much as it is for Brady and Babich. So I agree with you guys on